On this channel, I've been against social justice warriors, or SJWs you could say for short, for quite a while. And recently, I've been against Amber Heard in the Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard case. So naturally, I've been trying to figure out if Amber Heard is in fact an SJW. Now before we go any further, let's be clear. There are good SJWs who fight for things like equal rights for equal pay, and try to represent people who are actually underrepresented in society and need help. But there's also another type of SJW that's come up since, I don't know, the last 5 years or 6 years or something, who can't get skin color, gender, and race out of their head when they're talking about the entertainment industry. Those are the SJWs I don't like. That's who Amber Heard probably is. So I'm going to read this article she wrote for the New York Times and give my opinion. Now it's not all about SJW related things, but that's part of it, and I'll give my opinion on the thing she gets into about the naked pictures, because I have some things to say about that too. Amber Heard, are we all celebrities now? And the answer is no. In 2014, hundreds of private, intimate photos of celebrities, most of them women, were posted on the online board 4chan. From there, they spread to other online sites like Reddit, where the thread including links to the photos gained 75,000 subscribers in less than a day. Wow, I need those photos. That's a lot of subscribers. The photos had been stolen by hackers who broke into the Apple accounts of numerous celebrities. The celebrity hack exposed these women's bodies against their will and turned their most private moments into public entertainment. So, okay, we'll get to that. I know exactly how devastating this experience was because I was one of the women who was targeted. More than 50 of my personal photos were stolen and released to the public, sometimes in manipulated form and often accompanied by sexually explicit and degrading comments. But she doesn't say that naked pictures of herself got out, just 50 personal pictures, which is very different. Maybe naked ones of her did, I'm not totally sure, but I don't think so. I haven't heard of that, and I think I would have heard of that by now. Complete strangers were consuming my most private moments without my permission. I faced a flood of unwanted propositions and harassing messages. The hack jeopardized my physical safety, my career, my sense of self-worth, and every relationship I have had or will have. I'm not sure about that. I mean, her future relationships are sure as hell in jeopardy, but not because some 50 personal photos got out. This part's a little over the top. Imagine someone stripping you naked in the middle of a busy street, suddenly exposing you to the leering eyes of strangers. Now imagine that this moment never ends but repeats itself endlessly, and that, as it does, all you can hear is the crowd shouting, "You deserved it." Well, I mean, if you deserve something, you deserve something. If you don't, you don't. Shouldn't bother you. There's not a lot of sympathy for celebrities, even when their privacy is violated, and even when the violation is so deeply personal and so destructive. There is a widespread belief that celebrities have traded privacy in exchange for fame, and that famous people have more than enough resources to protect themselves. Well, look, I mean, in a way that is the fact of reality. If you do become famous, you are trading some privacy, especially these days with social media, cameras right in our phones. Yeah, I'd say it's fair to say that's just something that goes with the territory. Why should anyone care when celebrities' privacy is violated? And here we'll get into my opinion on the naked pictures of yourself, because I think I have a very logical thing to say about that. Celebrities do live their lives under closer scrutiny than others, and wealth and privilege do ease the burden of many hardships. But people who have jobs in the public eye do not belong to the public, denying the right of anyone famous or not to exercise control over who is allowed to see their naked bodies or to witness their intimate activities is to deny their humanity. And if the celebrity hack can teach us anything, it is that wealth and fame will not protect you from becoming a victim of this kind of abuse, and can never make you whole again if you do. Coming from Amber Heard, complaining about being the victim of abuse is not very satisfying. Okay, here's the thing. There are two types of naked photos. Number one somebody spotting you, took without your permission. That should never get out, and I fully understand that, people would be upset about that. But the second kind is the ones you take yourself. Okay? Anything you take yourself, whether it's meant to be private, locked away forever, doesn't matter. Okay? Once that thing exists, you have to have the possibility in your mind that it can get out somehow. Someone can get that. You put that out there. So if that happens, if your phone gets hacked, even though it's private, you have to know from the second you take that photo, there's the possibility that, it could get out there. That's just my opinion. Let's say I have this YouTube channel here, and okay, it's got 3,000 subscribers. It's not very big, but, a couple hundred people see it. If I took naked pictures of myself, even though it's private in my phone, and I say I never want anyone to see it, if that gets out, it's still my fault I took the photo. If a photo of you gets out that you took yourself of yourself naked, it gets out, you still took that photo. You still put it out there and ran the risk of it getting out. So, if you guys follow, on one side, the spy stuff, alright, I'm all with you. But if you took the picture yourself, you got no excuse. Just shut up, and unfortunately you didn't think it out good enough. That was a bit of a rant. But alright, I should do more rants anyway. I should just try a rant someday. Let's continue. We should care about celebrity privacy for another reason. Today everyone is one step away from becoming famous. The power of social media makes it possible for any person to be dragged before the eyes of the world. Non-consensual pornography, in particular, forces a horrible kind of fame on its victims. And the average non-consensual pornography victim has very few resources to manage the fallout of that involuntary fame. Now, this is subtle. It's not a huge in-your-face smack, but I don't like when people start using skin color in their narrative. That's the one sign of an SJW, or I should say that's the first sign of an SJW. I am a high-profile white woman in the entertainment industry. I am fortunate enough to have fantastic legal counsel, and she's going to need it really bad, and it doesn't look like they're very fantastic right now, and access to receptive law enforcement agents. I am financially secure and enjoy a tremendous amount of goodwill from fans, and she also gets trashed by hundreds of thousands of fans, by the way, but we won't mention that now. Despite all of the resources and advantages I enjoy, however, I still fell victim to this abuse. To this day, my private photos remain online and my tormentors remain unpunished. Wow. Coming from Amber Heard, that just sits really paper thin. That just has no meaning to it. Her tormentors go unpunished. Coming from Amber Heard. Nice. So, one other sign of an SJW is they will white knight and defend people coming from a higher position. So she'll say, I'm a rich, privileged white woman and I'm defending this lower privileged woman. Okay, maybe she is, but the fact is, I don't think she means it. I think she's defending this woman to make herself look good. Because she doesn't seem like a very nice person in any way, shape, or form. So why would I believe she really cares about this woman? What happens when a person with far fewer advantages is victimized? Holly Jacobs was working on her doctoral dissertation in Miami when she discovered that her private images had been released without her consent. The photos were sent to her family, her friends, her employer, her peers. She couldn't go to the grocery store without thinking about whether people in line had seen them. The photos were at the top of the result that came up in online searches for her name. But who would be searching Holly Jacobs? Just curious. Just curious. It's not like people search for her name on Google. Alright. Everything else about her, her work, her accomplishments, her identity disappeared beneath a string of pornographic links. Well, the thing is, alright. There are thousands of stories like Ms. Jacobs, many of them with tragic endings. Nonsensical pornography disproportionately affects women with devastating personal and professional consequences. Last month, Representative Katie Hill of California resigned from office after nude photos of her were released without her consent. Now that sounds to me like photos she took of herself at some point, not like a spy cam without her permission, because if they could have got her consent in the first place, of course they wouldn't have her consent if it was like some spy cam or something. Ms. Hill's resignation highlights how nonsensical pornography can force women out of positions of power and deter women from political participation. So she doesn't say in the article a key important thing. Did Katie Hill take those pictures of herself knowing that once they're out in existence, there is a danger of them being stolen, hacked, or uploaded by someone else or found out? So that's a really key point. And until that's explained, I can't quite sympathize. Because if you take pictures of yourself naked, you should know that somehow they might get out there. You can't control it, so don't take the fucking pictures if you don't want anyone to ever see it, especially if you're a politician. So unfortunately, I can't say 100% because Amber Heard doesn't say in the article whether this politician was spied on or not, but the way it sounds like someone just stole them and put them out there. While, that's a shitty thing to happen to you, like I said, just don't take the pictures. Okay, we're wrapping it up. You guys, let me know what you think of this down below. Did you enjoy the article? Is Amber somebody who should defend victims? All up to you. I think the answer is no. I think she's an SJW all along, like the people I've been against. So if you're not subscribed here, consider subscribing. I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that, articles, some random stuff, shots in the dark. I rant at the end of videos because I'm not sure how many people are still watching, but some of you are because I get some comments. That's awesome. And if you comment in the end, you're great. We're done. Yeah, really done.
If you are not subscribed to this channel, The Entertainment Hacker, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button now.
Central Parkway in